All right, we're inside of Blackboard. Go to the fall, and I'll go to any one particular course. I'll just go to statics right here. All right, we're inside. You will not see until I produce Blackboard. Go to the fall, and I'll go to any one particular course. I'll just go to statics right here. All right, we're inside. You will not see until you will see that it is available in statics. Go to the fall. It will be available in fluids in a second. To any one particular course, I'll just go to statics right here. All right, we're inside. You will not see until you will see that it is available in statics, available in dynamics. If you more seconds, in fluids in a second. We're going to go look at it. Of course, I'll just go to statics right here. All right, we're inside. Not see. All right, we'll just pick this one because this is where we're available. Let's go to this, and we'll see midterm and final second exam. We're going to go look at it. So you'll see here a link to the midterm and the final exam site. And the link, all right, is clickable here, but it's also clickable there. Let's go to this, and now here's the site. The site uses a username and password as your username is the same username as your tech account, but your password is your tech username with the equal sign, then a capital, and then the rest of your T number. You can actually go and change your password. There's a password loss, and there's how you set the password. So if you forgot your password, there's a little sequence that you go through. If you do change it, it's probably good to remember what it is. Now, when we go there, I'm already logged in. But when you go there, it will first look like this. It has just 3 things here. That's it. On the top right corner, you can click login. Now, mine remembers who I am, and you can make your browser do that. Once I log in, now I'm in 3 particular classes, so you'll see them populate down here, and I can pick either one of them, anyone. I'll pick Dynamics. What you'll see now, this will be hidden from the students, but you'll see, excuse me, you will see 2 things here in essentially every course. So what I've done is I've made every course the same with the MT, but what you'll find out is the MT problems are different in each course. The CPs are the same. So if you choose to go ahead and work a problem, this is basically, it will count, but there's 10 attempts, 5 hours each time. And it's just simply given a triangle with the little a, the little b, and the little c in degrees, and the capital A, B, and C. You could use the law of cosines and sines in order to find the length of the side, the angle A and the angle B, and the sum of the angle. Let me just take a wild stab at this. A and B, C, I'm just going to say 24, 130, 65, just guess. And then they've all got to be equal to 180, and I can finish an attempt. Now, what will happen is I've still got some time left. I'm just going to hit and submit this completely. I didn't do very well, but you can hover over each of the answer boxes, and you can realize, hey, wait a minute, I did a reasonable guess there. Somewhat reasonable, way off there. Now, in the tan box under here, there is a video to assist. Now this problem is quite unique and interesting because since one side is larger than the other and the angle is kept fairly small, you're going to have one of the angles over 90. Causes a problem. You can click this link, but embedded inside this link is this video. If you click that link, it'll of course take you to Khan Academy site. And you could just watch the video embedded right here and then rework the problem. You can see I got 2 out of 10, or 25%, for just recognizing that all the angles have to add up to be 180. This will count as part of your grade because it is an easy problem, but it's racked with a thought process that's a little bit different than just plugging in the numbers. Of course, to get this first number, you'd use the law of cosines, but this one and this one, cosines here, possibly sines here, but you have to double check things. And so essentially that's the case. Now if you go back to this course, which it is 2013, go back to the midterm, I could go in and work the second problem if I wanted to. Now I'm going to tell you what my approach would be. My approach would be to come in, make a really reasonable attempt at it. You've seen this online before. And then once you get a reasonable approach, this is not reasonable, by the way, keep an image or snap an image of the problem or somehow copy the problem such that you have the actual problem statement. And then what you have is you turn around and you have the answers. If you hover over each of the boxes, you'll get the answer for that particular box. The beauty here is, given this picture, given this data, given a little bit of the question statement, the problem statement is giving you the answer. So if you record all this and go and work the problem and try it again, first thing you're going to see is you're going to see you don't get the 30, the 21, the 244, and the 104 the next try. So here's what you get. Reattempt it. So this time I got 38, 29, 102, and 108. So the answers from the last attempt, if you just copy those in here, you're not going to do very well. As a matter of fact, there's a good chance that you're not going to get any of them for this particular problem. Maybe you might luck out, but I kind of doubt it. So the way you could do this is try to solve it once. Use that solution to kind of work your way through it. One of the things you may or may not have noticed, and in this particular problem, when you get to the end of it, there is no tan part. There's nothing down here to assist you. So it's not always that you're getting an assistance. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. So so that being the case, you need to be aware of that. Now, if I go back to my courses, okay, I am currently in 2013, which is statics. I'm going to go to dynamics. First thing you're going to see in each of these is that CP is the acronym there is common problem. If you see a CP 001, that's a problem that's common to all of the courses. There's not going to be probably but one of those. If you go back to the midterm here, and this being dynamics, you're going to see a different problem. This one is MT for midterm, and basically it gives you position equation for the position of a particle and asks you a couple questions about it, tells you a couple of pieces of information, and asks you for the constants. If I just submit and basically go on, what you're going to find is there is no tan sheet down here, but there is answers. And you can look at these and say, oh, I kind of see what I did wrong. And then go back and do your attempt. Again, let's look at fluids. Okay, again, CP. This is just the common problem is for you to practice on, but if you do that one, you'll get credit for it. The common problem here, the same triangle, same situation. If I go back to the midterm here, I go to the MT01 in fluids is different than the MT001 fluids is different than the MT001 in all the other courses. Here, it's a gallon weighs that, and give you some of the information. Okay, again, I finished the attempt. Submit all. I didn't get any credit. No credit there. Gives you the answers. You could kind of see it. Finish the review. And I'm going to reattempt it. Now the fluid weighs something slightly different. Of course, if that's different, these numbers will be different as well. And that's pretty much it. So a couple of things. Some and most students choose not to ever change their password. That's okay. If you do, please don't inform anyone outside of or please don't tell anyone what you're learning here, because I don't want anyone to get in each other's accounts. But if you want to, you can go in here and you'll have a little thing up on the top right, and then you can go to your profile. You can look at some information. I believe somewhere in here you can go and change your own password. I'm not seeing it right offhand. I think I talked about it in that other video, but I'm just there's an upper right corner, click the name of the top, click preferences. Okay, so it's saying preferences. Okay. So here's your change of the password. You could change it if you wanted to. You have to be aware that there's some restrictions here, and so it won't work if you try to change your password that doesn't obey at least 8 characters, at least 1 digit, 1 lowercase, 1 uppercase, and at least 1 non-alphanumeric character. Now he gives you such as these, but that's not the complete list. You know, you can shift and all the numbers across the top turn into something, you know, a plus sign, an asterisk, an at symbol, all those things would satisfy that. So undo your run, there's you can have other preferences too. And so So that's pretty much it. If you notice, the due date on everything is the last day of the final. Now, if you go in and hit the calendar, you're going to see all of the pieces of information probably stack up here. Whoops, one more. So you see everything stacking up here. So that is for this particular course, the calendar for that. I can go to the dashboard and look at the calendar there under the dashboard. Now this only applies to me because nobody is registered for multiple courses. So on mine, you see everything. You see oops, I didn't want a new event there. But that's what happens when you click that. There's a new event. But if you click any one of these, it'll tell you the course. It's in fluids, the course event, and then there's a quiz. You can attempt it from right there. So you can look at your calendar that last day of class and attempt things off of that, or the better way to do it is go to the particular class and look at them. They'll be listed down the left end of the page or down the center of the page. When the final problems show up, they're going to be listed right down this page as well. So that's a pretty simple rendition of what we're doing. What I'm going to do for everyone, I need to go back a page. So in the initial grading, and in that video, I talked about this extra 3%. I'm sorry, the 3% added on. Okay, so there's another 3% that was in that video. So I'm just going to add it right there. Okay, so there was 3 extra points for working the in-class problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do those in-class problems because I need to keep us aligned with the work and the calendar that we put forward. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn this into 30%. So that means we got 30, 35, 35, and 3. So it's still 103 points. The federal attendance module probably is a good idea to do. It's right up here. And you can go in there and do that. Everything else is down here. So at this point, the midterm and the final exam are opened up. The final exam doesn't exist there. There's no material. The midterm is not complete. Problems will appear throughout the days and weeks to come. When I am done putting problems there, I'll let you know that we've got 8 problems or 10 problems or how many ever problems that I end up getting on there. And that's it. Once I reach that with the midterm, any extra problems I'm going to add will fall over into the final exam. And so those problems will start appearing. From what I can tell, there is, if you look at this little calendar, somewhere they determine that midterm is October 6th. So somewhere around October 6th, any new problems that are to be added will end up being posted on the final, not on the midterm. October 6th is, oh, wait a minute, calendar is a Wednesday. And then I noticed that the fall break is the 14th and 15th. So I don't know. I may say this week from the 12th on, that's going to end up on the final. any problems that I have up until this point will end up on the midterm. Really doesn't matter because both the midterm and the final count the same exact amount. I'm going to try to have the same number of problems on each of those, so each problem will be roughly equally weighted. So with that, the only thing that's adjusted here is the fact that the 3 points which you were going to earn is basically going to be given to you by tacking it onto the homework. So let me go back and see if specifically that was written in there. These are the tutorial videos. There's Blackboard. There's a Twitter tour. Now the Twitter will now become a repository for images that are taken off the board. We'll see how that works. They're not going to be commented back and forth on unless you just want to have a comment. The Moodle tour is in here, so it'll be, you could go in more depth here if you want to learn a little bit more, or you just want to dive straight in. Homework assignments, a little bit of information there, but I'm not going to count off if they're not perfectly coiffed, so to speak. And that's it. So I'm going to turn on week 4 probably tomorrow. And as far as I can tell, I haven't gone very far, and this will be a short video, but you know, that's pretty much it. All right, we're inside of Blackboard. Go to the fall, and I'll go to any one particular course. I'll just go to statics right here. You will not see until I produce this piece of information. Now you will see that it is available in statics. It will be available in fluids in a second. And it's going to be available in dynamics in a few more seconds. And then we're going to go look at it. Now, all right. We'll just pick this one because this is where we are. Let's go to this and we'll see midterm and final exam site. So you'll see here a link to the midterm and the final exam site. And the link is clickable here, but it's also clickable there. Now here's the site. The site uses a username and password as your username is the same username as your tech account, but your password is your tech username with the equal sign, and then a capital, and then the rest of your T number. You can actually go and change your password. There's a password loss, and there's how you set the password. So if you forgot your password, there's a little sequence that you go through. If you do change it, it's probably good to remember what it is. Now, when we go there, I'm already logged.